Good morning, passion fruits, and welcome to another falconry video. Today we're doing a video requested by Fran Tucker. Well, I don't know if she really requested a video. She just asked me a question, but I decided to make a video about it. She asked, what about vet bills? Do they have checkups at the doctors or only go when they're sick? Well, that's a very interesting question. I have never taken Loekie to the vet ever, in her entire life. Well, you can take your owl to the vet for a checkup, but there isn't really a lot the vet can check. The vet can check its weight, but you can do that at home as well, and you should do that at home every day. So there isn't any point in going to the vet to check your owl's weight. The only thing a vet can do to take care of your owl if it's not sick yet is giving it a deworming treatment. But this is something you should only do once a year, or maybe not even once a year, but once every few years, because deworming treatments can make your owl very sick. They make your owl very sick and then it gets better. But yeah, deworming treatments can even be dangerous for your owl. I have never given Loekie a deworming treatment. It's also very important that I mention that you can't use deworming treatments for cats or dogs on your owl, because it will just kill your owl instantly. There are special deworming treatments for raptors. So I choose not to give Loekie a deworming treatment because I don't want to take the risk. But because I haven't given Loekie any deworming treatments since I have her, I do make sure to check her poop on a regular basis. If your owl has worms, you'll notice immediately. You don't even have to know anything about owls to see that there are worms in the poop. The thing with owls is that they are really sensitive and vulnerable, but if you take proper care of them, they do not get sick easily. And this probably sounds super contradictory of me, but let me explain and give you some examples. If you have been following me on my channel, then you probably already know by now that adult owls eat one-day-old chicks. In fall and winter, I will give Loekie mice and rats as a supplement, as a power food, to give her a little boost. But owlets need exactly the opposite. Owlets need to be fed mainly mice and rats, and then a one-day-old chick in addition. This is because mice and rats are, as I said, power foods for owls. And owlets, they don't only need mice and rats, they also need a variety of mice. They need baby mice, young mice, adult mice, because mice of different ages contain different nutrients and different amounts of nutrients. An owlet that is being fed mice and rats mainly will grow up to be an owl with a very strong immune system and very strong healthy bones. An owlet that was given one-day-old chicks mostly, and just mice and rats in addition to that, will grow up to be an owl with a weak immune system and very weak, fragile bones. So the health of your owl and the amount of times you will have to go visit the vet all depends on how you raise your owl. Another example is, and I've tried to find the right term for this in English, and I've tried looking it up and I just can't find it, but I'll try to explain. Draft. I think it's called draft. Owls are very sensitive to draft, and let me just explain what I mean by draft. Like, if there's a wind outside, that's not the same as a draft. A draft would be your owl sitting in your house and you opening all of the doors, and that will create a draft. This can make your owl very sick. People owning parrots also have to be very careful with this. These are all examples of things you should know to take proper care of your owl. If you follow these rules and guidelines, your owl probably won't get sick. Another thing that's really important to prevent your owl from getting sick is keeping it at a healthy weight. Your owl shouldn't weigh too little and it shouldn't weigh too much. Ideal would be to keep your owl at its flying weight most of the time, and then during fall and winter you're going to raise your owl's weight up to its full weight. But it's very important that you don't keep your owl at its full weight all year long, because then it can get sick and develop bumblefoot. I've made a video about this disease. I will link it in the description box down below so you can check that out if you're interested. But this is just another example of taking proper care of your owl. Basically, this means that if you have proper falconry knowledge, you are capable to keep your owl healthy without ever having to visit a vet. I'm not saying that if your owl gets sick that it's your fault and that you didn't take proper care of it. Shit happens, and I consider myself very lucky that I've never had to visit a vet. Let's say Lucky would get a cold, and this is bad for an owl, because for people a cold is just a cold, but a cold for an owl is very dangerous. They often die. They usually don't get colds if they have a strong immune system, but you know, even if an owl has a strong immune system, you know, like I said, shit happens. It can happen, it's not always your fault. So if this were to happen, then I would have to go to the vet as fast as possible. And depending on how serious the situation is, yeah, that would cost me some money. I don't know the different prices of the treatments for all of the different diseases. I do know that if your owl gets sick, it can cost you a lot of money, depending on how severe it is. For example, some diseases can be treated with a simple ointment if they are still in an early stage. For example, bumblefoot is a very serious illness, but if you notice it early in your owl, it can be solved with a simple ointment. If it's in a later stage, however, surgery might be necessary, and antibiotics, all kinds of other treatments, and that can cost you a lot of money, and you have no guarantee that your owl is going to survive. I do know one girl on Facebook, and I do consider her to be a very good falconer, but she has had some trouble with one of her raptors. It wasn't an owl, it was a Harris hawk, I think. I'm not sure anymore, it's not that important. I just know it wasn't an owl, and I think the bird had some kind of respiratory infection, and that's pretty serious for a raptor to have. And yeah, it cost her a lot of money, and the bird was in treatment for 2 years. So the bird got really sick, it went in treatment, and then it got better, and then it got sick again. So in total it went in treatment for 2 years, and that's yeah, that's not a good thing. So yeah, vet bills can get really high, but if you do everything right from the beginning, it can be avoided. Of course, you can have bad luck, there are always exceptions, but if you have the proper knowledge to take proper care for your owl, you should be able to avoid high vet bills. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to check out my owl store. I will put the link to my store in the description box down below so you can check it out. I sell all sorts of cool owl items there, such as phone cases, coffee mugs, sweaters, t-shirts, baby onesies, and much more. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!